What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only NIO stock, what you should be looking out for the future, and what my price prediction is for tomorrow. I'm also going to break down what's going on with the SPY, how this may affect NIO, and also some breaking news that just came out as NIO is going to be hosting a very big event in Germany as they're actually entering new waters over there. So I'm very excited about this. It's going to be very big for their fundamentals and their future. I'm going to break down why this is going to be absolutely incredible for the long-term future. Now, before I break anything down, before I get into any more details, I do have to mention a couple of things before starting. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner. Don't take any of this as financial advice whatsoever. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. Not only benefits me, it benefits the entire NIO community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you're guaranteed up to 12 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000. And the best part is, any of these 12 free stocks could be a free Tesla share, a free Apple share, or a free NIO share. It's a limited time offer. The offer ends in just 8 days. Check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So I did predict that NIO could be a little bit red today, and I did mention that NIO was holding up a lot better than many people would have anticipated. However, NIO actually was just barely green, up 0.27%. But we did actually get dragged down a bit with the overall market, which really shows the influence it has on NIO. So now I want to talk about what's actually going on and why on earth we are seeing some pretty, how should I say, decent and okay signs in the markets right now. I want to actually talk about what this really means. So looking at the 1 hour chart on SPY, you'll notice something super interesting. And right off the bat, you could see SPY has been downtrending over the last couple of months. As we entered the month of September, you'll notice the RSI was very oversold in this range right over here. And then we pushed up a bit, we came down, and the chart actually made a lower low. You can see we're at the lowest value we've been over the last 2 months on SPY. But overall, the RSI is not as low. So we are seeing some bullish divergence, which could be a sign of a potential reversal, but we can't confirm that yet, right? This doesn't really mean anything unless the buyers really step in. And as of right now, we're not getting as many buyers as before, but that doesn't necessarily stop the SPY from being able to do that. Now, what I am going to be watching for is the low that SPY previously had, that 362 level, to see if SPY could get a bounce right over there. So right now, I want to see if we get lots of buyers between 370 and 373. If we do get the buyers, that would be a decent sign. If we break below 370, then 365 is going to be on the table. And if we can't basically hold 365, then that's where the real bear market's going to really show, and this thing has the potential to go to new lows. It's just that as of right now, I'm not seeing the clear sign that it's truly going to happen just yet. Is it likely? Sure. Is it possible? Sure. But I can't confirm it unless we get that big break below 370. Now, looking at SPY for now, guys, you're noticing that we actually got a nice bounce off 373. We got some buyers that really came in. We got a big push to about 377, then we got a big rejection off that. So there's a little bit of strength here. It's not as strong as before, but there is some buying that's still coming in, and that could be a decent sign. Now, what tends to happen in the markets during these midterms is we tend to get these big drops, especially sometime during September, which is what we're seeing. But then near the last week of September, approaching October, we tend to kind of flatten around here. Then we start to push up around the month of October, approaching the midterms. I still think that's very possible. We're kind of in the next for the next week or week and a half, we may see a continuation of chop, maybe some more flat price action from SPY, and so on and so forth. Do we have to go to new lows? I don't truly know yet. We'll have to watch the signs that will affect NIO going forward, which is why I'm very cautious. But if you look at the fear and greed index, the market right now is pretty fearful, but not extremely fearful just yet. That really depends on the price action. And if SPY breaks below, I would say the low 370s, maybe going below it, that's where we can see a lot more fear. That's where things become a lot more unpredictable. Now, right now, from the options chain for SPY, we are seeing we're seeing a lot more puts essentially being bought. So we want to see how this really affects the market going forward. But because we did see lots of buyers step in, there is potential for a slight bounce for tomorrow. And this could actually help the overall market push up a bit. Now, how will NIO respond to that? Well, when you look at NIO, you'll notice that NIO got a nice bounce off 18.09. We pushed up, then we had new resistance very close to that 18.4, which is a previous resistance range. From there, it's about 18.5. So I want to see how NIO performs from here. What I'm basically anticipating is NIO is a little bit oversold. Let me show you the daily. I think the daily shows it, maybe not the daily. Use maybe like the 2 hours. Yeah, so NIO is kind of oversold right now, guys. We've been dropping pretty hard. So a little bit of relief during this time frame would be completely normal, which is why I do think perhaps the market could get some relief for tomorrow, or at least trade kind of flat, and NIO could push up just a little bit thanks to that. Now, what are the key zones on NIO to really watch for? Well, we could get a retest of that 200 EMA, very possible over the next like couple of days. But you'll notice that NIO was in the 19s just like yesterday. Now we're back down to the 18s. Are we going to continue to downtrend? It really depends on the overall market. Right now, we are seeing some buying pressure. NIO is actually getting a nice move in the morning. So I'm hoping we see something very similar. For tomorrow, this is what I'm basically predicting. I'm seeing NIO maybe pushing up a bit, fighting past 18.5, coming down, and maybe seeing a nice move to retest 19. Now, just like today, that's going to be very close to that 200 EMA on the short time frame. A big rejection could come off that, and we could actually start to slow down as the day goes on. NIO could start to come down a bit, maybe turn red temporarily, but I'm hoping that 18 to 18.09 holds us. And then NIO starts to kind of push up a bit. And I think we might get a better power hour for tomorrow with the overall market. And NIO could actually hold that 18.5 to 18.7 range and start to push into the closing around the high $18 range around here. So I am anticipating a somewhat green day for NIO. I want to see the market hold up and maybe get a nice bounce. Now, is this guaranteed? The answer is no, because it also depends on how NIO performs given how SPY may act. On SPY, the overall market, the NASDAQ, the QQQ, they're all not looking the best. However, it depends on if we actually get the buyers to really come in. As of right now, there is a sign that some buyers are coming in at 373 for SPY. If we drop below it, I'm going to watch 372 and then 370. Hopefully, we get a nice bounce and we hold these levels for Friday, because remember, the big weekend is coming and we tend to see some decent price action the next week after. So I'm hoping SPY holds it. I think we have a gap here. No, we don't actually have a gap on SPY yet. We do have one more gap down in the 360s. Are we going to fill it? There's a chance we could next week. And if that's the case, I'm hoping for a gap right after. I'm sorry, a bounce right after. So with that said, I don't see SPY really breaking new lows just yet, unless we show like extreme weakness and things become really bad. But right now, we're not seeing confirmation of that. It looks like we should hold these levels. And over the next few weeks, many people are like super fearful. They're scared. They think NIO and the market are about to crash. I agree that maybe we're going to crash a little bit. Maybe we have some more blood to come. But over the next few weeks, I still believe we're going to see some capitulation. We're going to see the market kind of like flatten out. And I believe approaching October, I really believe that NIO is going to, and the whole market are going to start holding up. And then as we approach midterms, we're going to start pushing to the upside. People don't expect that. People are super fearful. And I think that's the most likely possibility, because this is what tends to happen historically. Now, if something else happens in like involving China and Taiwan or something else like that, that would be kind of like an alternative factor that could really change this. But as of right now, we're not seeing that just yet. So that's the reason why I still feel this way, and I don't consider this like the end of the world or anything like that. As far as NIO's options chain goes, Max Pain is still at like $19.50. Pretty decent sign. We tend to close very close to Max Pain. Not always, but it could be a decent sign for NIO. So hopefully we get a bit of a push for tomorrow. When it comes to the news, guys, remember, the market is not moving based off fundamentals yet. All right, there are companies with super strong fundamentals. They're still coming down because we're right now, it's the whole Fed that's really affecting things. So that's why it's very important to know is the companies with strong fundamentals are the ones that will prevail for the future. And that's why I'm still very bullish on NIO, guys. I think this thing is going to soar as time goes on. Right now, NIO announced that they are coming to Berlin. Let's go. They said that they're excited to be in one of Europe's most international cities. for their next chapter to launch their big event. Once again, a new horizon, blue skies are coming, and I most definitely agree. These big expansions are going to help them deliver a lot more products. They're going to help gain exposure, gain lots of popularity all over the world. And I really believe this is going to be brilliant for the share price as years go on. Just wait, guys. Once the small and mid caps start to recover, once the market starts to recover, NIO is going to soar. And I do believe it will break all time highs again. Lots of people are caught up in the moment thinking, oh, the market is crashing. It's the end of the world. Maybe it hurts for the short term. But remember, we will recover. We will come back. And NIO is still a very strong fundamental play. Thank you all for listening. Please be ready for anything for tomorrow. I gave you guys my price prediction, so please be ready for anything, and also watch support and resistance levels as well because they're very important for you. With that said and done, NIO's key support zone is at $18. That's the very, very strong support right there. If that doesn't hold, I'm going to be watching for that 17.76 range. If that doesn't hold, then it's 17.42. If NIO pushes up tomorrow, NIO has resistance at 18.5, 18.75, 19 to 19.01, and finally 19.29. So watch all of these zones very carefully. Watch what happens to the markets, right? Remain calm, cool, and collected. And I'll see you guys in the next one. NIO to the moon because the long-term future is bright, and peace out.